I think what impressed me about Jamie was that he was very proactive, and so I feel like that mixed with a natural talent and being able to have a really intimate knowledge of the market really helped. He worked in Imperial Beach, but his real expertise was in Coronado.
And we really wanted Coronado.
Yeah.
Every time coming over the bridge, it was like, we really want to live here.
You know, I explained, though, I'm just a looky-loo. I'm not really in the market yet, but he was very open to the idea of developing a relationship where we could see properties and we could start to get a feel for the market. I was really hopeful to be able to buy a house for me and my kids and be close to their grandparents and be in Coronado.
We were really interested in Coronado. Never thought it could actually happen, but very interested in doing that and trying to make it happen.
Jamie would, contact me about a listing and we'd go look at it.
He hand-selected properties all up the coast with a 90% hit rate.
When the house on Country Club came up, we were one of 6 offers that came in, and we're the only non-cash offer. And Jamie basically gave us a list of things that he would do if it was him. Get your offer in first, send a letter, and be really aggressive with the price. Every single one of those things checked the box for us and ended up being the difference maker in actually winning the property.
So we had to strategize about what the proper offer was based both on what I was able to do, but also what would be enough to get their attention.
He put time into figuring out what's the right way to convey the offer itself. And so that was part of that has to do with the fact that we were making a contingency offer on a sale in Austin. But Jamie talked to our realtor in Austin and understood that the Austin real estate market was red hot and that should not be an issue. And he did all of this while we were in Austin.
We needed to sell our house in Austin and we needed to sell it fast. We needed to have our realtor there and Jamie work together. And Jamie really took a leadership role in that relationship. We trusted Jamie so much that we actually made an offer and signed a contract on a house that we had never physically walked through. I can't imagine doing that with any other agent. It says a lot about him that once we had been through the house and we did get to know more about it, there were no surprises.
We came up with a very attractive offer and we entered escrow. And then we had a series of complications. It was a driveway easement. It went through the entire side yard. We were able to work with the owner as well as the easement holder to remove that and still come to a deal where all the parties were in agreement and the sale went through. It's been a very easy home for my kids to get to and from school. It's allowed them to have independence, which is the main thing I wanted out of buying a place in Coronado, so that they're not reliant on their mom all the time. When we began my investment property search in Imperial Beach, I was looking for a place that was relatively turnkey, so it'd be ready to have a renter. I had the advantage of cash. Leveraging that was probably the greatest value that Jamie brought to my search. I was able to turn it around and have cash flow within 2 months of the purchase.
We managed to luck into a place that has room for a trampoline. And I was just like, Jamie, this is what I want for my kids. I can be where I want to be. I hope I'm living in our home until I'm 90.
We could not have bought the house from Austin without his help.
Jamie kept us really safe and secure with this whole process. He anticipated the moves, made moves and counter moves, and it ended up working to our benefit, getting us in.
There was never a question that we were going to be ahead of the curve.
We were able to get a house that we shouldn't have been able to and not have to sell the current house that we're in. And so now we're in a position where we can rent it out while living in a house that we want to live in forever with our kids, which is kind of a big deal.
There were several different professionals and trades that he brought in that have his same work ethic. Every piece works as well as the next, and they all work as well as Jamie.
He opened up his life and he wasn't afraid to become our friend. He was professional, but also a friend, and that's kind of a hard line to balance. Whether he likes it or not, he's stuck with us.
We trust Jamie. We believe that Jamie will keep our interests, in front of his. Working with Jamie is absolutely in our best interest.
Jamie always answers his phone. He always gets back to us. He's easy to get a hold of. It's easy.
One thing that I appreciated during the process was how organized Jamie was.
That was such a gift. Mm-hmm.
As a paralegal, I'm well aware of what it means to be a person's fiduciary representative. Jamie is trustworthy, always gives you the honest information, is very straightforward with you, and you can trust that when he's acting on your behalf with others, that your interests will be represented.
Jamie was a true fiduciary during this process. We felt like he was looking after our interests. The goal was for us to be able to buy the house that we wanted for a price that we thought was fair, and to do that with our eyes open.
Jamie put us in a position to close on our forever house in one of the most competitive markets ever, and at a time where there was multiple cash offers and we really had no business even having a seat at the table. Jamie's work beforehand made it so that we had a seat at that table, and then his work after made it so that we closed. That's why we'll always use Jamie for all of our transactions in the future.
Someone who's looking at buying or selling real estate should work with Jamie because you know you can trust him. He's gonna work hard for you, he's gonna be honest, he's gonna show up when he says he's going to, and he's gonna do what he says he's gonna do. Jamie's also a very kind person, he's easy to work with. It's a pleasure doing business with Jamie because you know what you're gonna get, and he always comes through.
I think someone should work with Jamie if they're looking for someone who has hustle, someone who shows up, someone who cares. When you work with Jamie, you get a much more personalized experience than you get with 99% of other realtors.
Jamie is the right choice for you for a realtor. If you want to work with someone who's trustworthy, will put the time in, make the process as fun as it possibly can be, and lead you to a place where you make a decision that you feel good about for your family, and you feel like you are doing so with your eyes wide open, knowing both the market and the property itself that you're buying. If you want all those things, Jamie's a great fit.